So we have a very special video today, ladies and gentlemen. I saw this. This has been trending on Twitter. Oh, Colin, just have a look if it's still trending by the time this thing comes out. But yeah, it's about this guy called Colin. He's gone to Amsterdam and he's furious. He goes, absolutely disgusting service at the, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Schiphol airport. 55 minutes we have been stood in the immigration queue. This isn't the Brexit I voted for. But I thought, Colin, I thought you guys knew what you were voting for, and besides, I'm 90% sure he's in the EU citizens queue as well. So a lot of people, like, there's been conflicting tweets saying that he wasn't in, the UK citizens have been moved in some sort of test, but I'm pretty sure those scanners are for EU citizens. So yeah, it's just busy at the airport, but this man is furious. You know, he thought Brexit would make him go in the queue even faster or something. I don't know, it's ridiculous. But you know, if I'm that, you know, if it's not the case, then let me know in the comments. But I'm 90% sure that he's in the EU queue and it's just very busy at the airport. Maybe a couple of planes have landed at the same time and it's just taking time, or you know, some donut like me. You know, kept putting his passport in the wrong way, which I did several times somehow, where it's like a USB stick where you plug it in one way and you plug it in the other way and it doesn't work either way, and then you're like, what the hell, and then you go back the first way and you're like, oh, it works. But some of the tweet replies to this have been absolute gold. Colin hates passport queues and cyclists, but has opted to travel to Amsterdam. I'm keen to discover how the rest of his weekend mini break is going to work out for him. If you didn't know, Amsterdam very famous for cyclists. So yeah, he's very angry at cyclists. So yeah, Colin is experiencing karma firsthand. So yeah, I'm not sure, purely because I'm pretty sure that is the EU queue. And yeah, so in honor of Colin, we're going to look at one of my favourite videos of last year. Came out in February 2019, which is basically about migrants from the UK that have gone to Spain. Immigrants, not expats. It's important that people don't get you on semantics, say, oh, they're just expats. They're immigrants. And if everyone else is a dirty foreigner, then these people here are dirty foreigners in Spain as well. But anyways, let's get into this one. This one's it's hilarious, trust me. So yeah, let's get started.
This is not Spain as the Spanish know it.
Oriela Costa, they call it. It's all British.
If you walk about, you hear a lot
It's all British, so it's like an English town or an English like area inside of Spain.
Yes, definitely. Much more than Spanish.
Okay, so there you go. There's an important one. You hear more English than Spanish. So if you had, say, a Polish person say that in England, they'll get slated. It'd be all over the press. Telegraph would be all over it. You know, oh, hear Polish more. Spoken more here than you do English. You know, what's happening to this country? Bloody foreigners. Yeah, so she's very proud of that as well. By the looks of it, both of them are. Why?
Much more than Spanish.
It's February now, and it's 20 degrees.
I know, yeah. Can't believe it, yeah.
That's why they retire here, all the old people, because the weather's better for them. You know, cold affects the old people the most. So yeah, that's why a lot of them retire to Spain. But
dispositions here are not as sunny as they once were.
We're here for 4 months.
4 months.
Extended holiday every year.
Bill wanted to leave the EU, but reality is now kicking in. Bino's pet passport would be voided by a no-deal Brexit.
That's important that the EU actually gives pet passports, and I think there's very little checks. So if you want to move your animal around, it's not too hard. But I think in the event of a no-deal Brexit, then you would your animal would get checked, because there are certain rules around moving around live animals. And pets also count unless you move around a dead animal, which is weird.
If it comes to pass, Bill and his wife Joyce won't be back. So you stopped coming for that reason?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah, the dog would be first priority.
He's our priority.
There's so many expat pensioners. It's their entitlement to free healthcare in Spain.
That's very important, that if you're an EU citizen, you can get care in whatever country you're in within the EU. And you don't get charged. You don't need medical insurance or anything like that. The other country should cover you. So if you're in Spain, you should be covered by, I think it's like the European Health Card or something like that.
Paid for by the UK under EU-wide reciprocal arrangements. But a few days ago, the UK government announced that in a no-deal, that would stop. That safety net would be pulled away. And that was the moment that for a lot of people here, Brexit got very real.
So now, once it starts affecting them, that's when they realise, oh, this can be bad. Because if these old cultures have to pay for healthcare, Jesus Christ, it's going to be hella expensive. Let's see if I can find the old timer here.
Splendid isolation.
Dave England is not well, and he is worried.
Well, I've got Parkinson's, which was diagnosed a couple of years ago. and a heart attack just before Christmas. I've generalised arthritis.
How much is your medication costing?
Medication is probably costing around €600-700 a month.
So what's not clear is if he pays for the medication or if it's given to him. Most likely, it seems like he pays for it because he knows the cost of it.
So who will pay for Dave's care in a no-deal Brexit?
Or maybe not. I stand corrected.
The UK government is advising pensioners to take out private medical insurance. If it comes to a point where private medical insurance is what's needed, where does that leave you?
I'm told.
He's screwed. He can't afford it. It's like America. You can't afford healthcare. Good luck.
I've got no options there. I haven't slept properly in 2 years.
Is that because of Brexit or is it because of health conditions?
I wake up sweating, I wake up wondering what's going on. I'm terrified.
See, I would have been interested in how he voted in the referendum, but if that was never asked or it was cut for some reason.
We travel 4 hours southwest to the Costa del Sol, where campaign groups now spring up faster than apartment blocks.
So this is just about people wanting to know what's going on. And so this bit's quite interesting where there's doing he's answering a load of questions. He's giving a speech, he does a Q&A, but he doesn't let them record the Q&A.
But the embassy asks us to leave before he takes questions, some of which
So that's really interesting. Like, why would they do that for? Why would they be so worried?
are laced with...
Because the way I guess they would have seen it as, if Channel 4 cover this, it's going to get a lot more coverage within mainland UK outside of Spain. But if it's not covered, then no one's really going to talk about it because these guys are kind of isolated, and I doubt any of these guys actually are on Twitter. So yeah, that's the only way I can see it. It's a strange one, to be honest. Why they wouldn't let them film like simple questions and answers?
Fury. What's the overriding sentiment, do you think, among...
Well, there's anxiety, there's anger.
Do you expect better?
From the British government, no.
Why is it that you can't give people guarantees at
So yeah, they've basically been left out in the lurch.
this point about what happens in a no-deal situation to some fundamental things like healthcare, residency?
Well, because essentially, in a no-deal scenario, it's for the Spanish government
No. This is
to
important.
explain how they would intend to protect the rights of British nationals here in Spain.
No. It's up to the British government to figure out how it's going to protect British citizens abroad. It's not Spain's responsibility. If Spain wants to leave these people out in the lurch with no healthcare, that's up to them. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's right. I think healthcare is a human right. But if Spain want to do this, they can absolutely do this. It's not up to the Spanish government to protect any UK national outside of just basic, if police need to go or whatever. But we want it to be a third country. This is what it's like. Healthcare will not be covered. You need to get health insurance. And if you're an old person, health insurance costs a lot more. If you're an ill person, health insurance costs a lot more. If you're a disabled person, health insurance costs a lot more. That's why having a single payer system is the best system. However, you want to play with the big boys and the wolves, yeah, this is what happens.
In that scenario.
This is weeks away. One man stood up and said the government
He's got about less than 12 months now.
hasn't got a clue. He was cheered and applauded.
Well, he was also clearly against Brexit as well. So what we are doing is trying to work with the Spanish government. We're doing that already.
Some people
He's cut again. Like, what was his answer?
believe ultimately nothing will change.
I don't.
And these are the people that have really rolled the dice here. This is how stupid these people are, right? And I say that, I mean they are genuinely stupid. I think if you voted Brexit and then you realise it's a mistake, fine. But if you're still on the bandwagon, you're just dumb at this point.
I think Spanish will turn English away.
You don't think so? Because EU migrants pay more into the UK than they take out. So by your logic, nothing fundamentally will change here. But we've already seen that there will be problems, right, with EU citizens in the future, especially.
Because they're quite a big thing for their economy.
Yeah, and we've put our economic health in danger as well with Brexit. So no one, feelings trump economies, feelings trump everything, because that's what Brexit was, an emotional stance.
But Dave, who bought his Spanish holiday home after voting to leave...
So imagine this guy probably shelled out about 100, maybe 200k on his holiday house, right? And he might not even be able to stay there. He might have to sell.
longer wants to. What's the biggest thing you think you've learned that swayed you?
Well, the freedom of movement in Europe,
So this is important. Listen to this. This is phenomenal. What the answer he's going to come up with
for the proper European to be.
Who are the proper Europeans? Who is it? Is it you? What makes you better than anyone who's from the Czech Republic or Poland? Why? That kind of English English exceptionalism. That's a word I can't pronounce properly. Is rife. The proper Europeans.
Well, the freedom of movement in Europe, you know, for the proper Europeans.
Who are these people?
So you want to keep your own freedom of movement, so that you can come back and forth between here and the UK.
Yes, I know it might be selfish.
Classic Tory. You know, I want my life to be good, but screw you, man. Like, yeah, you know, I don't care if you're, you know, if you're from Spain, you want to work in England. Nah, you stay in your lane, big boy. But I want to come on holiday here, yeah, and chill in my holiday house. I should have absolutely every right to. The gall of people like this, it's embarrassing. You know, my guy's probably lived about 50, 60 years in this world, yeah, and this is what he's come out to. Shocking.
But I think, on reflection now, we'd probably vote for, if we had a referendum, probably the other way now.
Sadly, the Tories won, so that's as close to a referendum as you're going to get, unfortunately.
No.
To remain.
I think you might have shot yourself in the foot a little bit.
Might have done.
I think you might have blown up your foot with a grenade, mate, to be honest.
Yes, we very well have done.
What precisely no deal will mean, the Spanish government has yet to spell out. And so expats live...
It's not up to the Spanish government, mate. Honestly, this is done through an English lens. It's not up to the Spanish government, really. It's up to us. If we offer a reciprocal thing, then they'll most likely do it. But they're not going to offer those older people healthcare. It's going to be a massive cost to them. So it's up to us to figure out what we want to do. But honestly, yeah, Channel 4 generally do good work. This was good work from them, but it's from a very English lens, which I don't agree with. But between Colin, Mr. Colin, I hate cyclists and Muslims, and I support Brexit, and these old timers here, you know, it's been pretty funny. I'm not going to lie, because that mentality of course they're going to give us our way. We're English. The empire's over. It's done, mate. It's done. You know, Britain. We're not the big boss anymore. We're not Solid Snake. We're not even Raiden. Okay, we're not top tier. We're not a tier 1 country anymore. We just aren't. And yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with Brexit, but yeah, you know, the three, we're not one of the superpowers anymore. We were, you know, pre World War II, even just after World War II, you could argue. But with the rise of China now and India, we're not a top tier country anymore, I'm afraid. And it's going to be a very, very harsh lesson for us to find our place in the world again. And it happens with many big countries. You know, you fall down. You see it with, you know, different sports. You see that with football clubs like Man United, where you know, you have a couple of bad years. You know, maybe a decade or two that's just, you're not as productive as everyone else, or everyone else is just overtaken you. You're not big boss anymore, and the quicker you come to that realization, the quicker you can do something about it. But at the moment, it's not very promising, is it? Because we still haven't figured out that the EU aren't going to bend to our will, and that's what's happened here. So I'm going to leave it there. This has been quite a fun video to do, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and I forgot to say, this was kind of semi-requested by Clara, one of my friends and friend of the show, who will hopefully be on the podcast in September. And yeah, if you guys have any video requests, put them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.